Okay. You can see my screen, right, Steve?
I can.
All right. So as you can see, the first one we have here is Warp Room.
Warp Room, I'm gonna let you take over. Um,
I
you know,
think, yeah, I think the trick is pretty cool.
I'll let you
Um,
take the wheel on this one.
yeah, I think the trick is pretty cool. I think it's tricky, but it's not so insane that it's unfun. It was kind of shit to learn, but I think it's a solid level for sure. It's kind of a short level. I don't think the movement is like amazing, you know.
You
Um
think E maybe?
I could go B tier. I think the trick is cool. I think I think without the trick it might just be an average level, but I think Warp Room Skip is kind of cool. So I'd give it a B tier.
Yeah, I'm good with that. For me, it's a very I could take it or leave it kind of level. Like if it weren't for the trick, it'd be a C, but you kind of like the trick, so I don't mind
Yeah.
it being a tier.
And we got next we got Death Temple.
Death Temple's a B for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with B. I think that the fast jump is kind of cool. I think the it's got multiple strats, which is always a good thing. Um
I would say I at least like it. I like
yeah,
it, it's better than a I'll take it or leave it.
it's a
Like
short level, but it's I like it. I give it a B too. Okay, Death Road.
C.
Yeah, I'd say it's like the average. Like you're kind of
Yeah.
just running in like a straight line. I think the main skill expression is like the ledge boosts, but and that's definitely how Beck got the community gold, is getting a couple extra ledge boosts and stuff. But I think there's overall not too much going on in this one, so I'd see for
Yeah.
sure.
Pretty meh.
Okay, next we got Aquaway. I think
Aquaway
Aquaway.
is a D for me. I'll let you
Yeah, I think I would probably put it as a C because going in the fish is kind of fun, but it's not super hard. It's kind of slow paced like all the water levels. It's definitely boring if you just run outside the fish. Um I'd probably go C tier on this one, but I don't know. What do you think?
let you have it.
Okay. C or D. Honestly, yeah, I wouldn't put it on like the higher end of C tier too, because we can rank them within these
No.
tiers. I'd put it on the lower end of C tier for me. Like it's not
Yeah,
like
it's like
the most amazing thing, but okay, we got Hard Coaster next.
okay. So hard coaster, I will at least say this for hard coaster. The scenery is at least better than Mad Coaster. Like it's a little more
Yeah,
interesting to like look at.
visually, yep,
Which kind of matters in a level where you're just basically standing on a coaster for most of it.
yeah.
Uh, but it's not really a good level. I wouldn't be opposed to D tier. Like,
I
I think Mad Coaster's definitely worse, but Hard Coaster's not really.
I think it's a bit better than that because it has a couple interesting parts of movement. I think you've got like compared to Mad Coaster, you have more. There's more jumps between the coasters. There's more, which means that like there's more to optimize. I think there's the trick where you start the coaster first and then you jump back to it, which is cool. And I think the movement after the third crystal part is that whole second half of the level where you get to like the third crystal is all based on your movement, and you don't have to wait on coasters. Like that movement's kind of cool where you're like jumping between the two coasters into the fourth crystal.
I mean,
Um
if you're thinking C, I'll let you have it.
yeah, I'd probably go with C tier, like slightly above like Aquaway, but
Sure, I'll let you have it. I think that's fair.
um and we got Dark Maze. I mean it's a short and sweet level.
C at best.
I'd say C at best. I don't honestly. I'm gonna make an argument for D tier on this one
I'll
because
let I have no problem
it's
with that.
it's the slugs are kind of shit because they're random. Like it sucks when you just take random time loss because it's unavoidable when you do like the
That's
shortcut.
the kind of shit that if you're trying to be fast, you could just
Yeah,
randomly.
it's
That's kind of
like you're
stupid
you're
too.
generally not gonna fall off if you have good technique, but you're gonna lose time to getting hit by the slug. So it's like I think that's kind of shit. So I maybe the first D tier entry.
Sure.
Um, Mad Coaster. Mad Coaster is not great, honestly.
D or F.
It's
Like I said, I could go with D or F on this one. I
yeah,
think F would be fine even.
I could potentially see an F tier on this one. I mean, most of the level you're just waiting on two long coasters. Like the
Yeah, and then the little bit of movement you have, most
it's
of it
like
is
okay, but it's
the
not.
side of jumping over a couple slugs. Like there's nothing
Yeah, the movement, like yeah, even the movement where you're moving to the second coaster,
boring.
you're just
It's very long, and bullshit deaths
uh,
are a possibility. Like it's got
yeah.
like all the things about a level that sucks,
Yeah, like you said,
basically.
the part where you're like running over the slugs, like that part is a long part of the level too, and you're just running in a straight line down.
Yeah.
So I can see this as the first F tier, honestly. I don't think Mad Coaster has anything really great going on.
Okay.
Um okay, so we got June Falls next. I think June Falls
C.
is like a C tier level. Like
I agree.
it's fun, it's fairly short. There's very
I
little
wouldn't even
risk
say
of
it's fun. I'd say it's okay. It's
yeah, it's
very
okay.
meh.
Very little risk of dying or your run dying here. Like
Yeah.
as long as you know how to do the jump by the shark, you're pretty much good to go. So I'd say C, but maybe the highest one in C tier so far, honestly, compared to the others. Like it's short
Fair.
and sweet. I think the C tier. I'm trying to think. I'd put Hard Coaster over Death Temple. I don't know about you. So if you don't mind me moving
I
those,
disagree. I
you
disagree. I
disagree.
think Death Temple's
We
better.
we can leave it, or not Death Temple, but Death Road. You think Death Road's better?
Oh, I'd still rather do Death Road.
Yeah, we'll leave it. Okay, we got Cool Cave next.
Cool Cave, I would be fine with either S or A.
Yeah, I would probably make an argument for S tier. I think the movement is really interesting and like this, some of the really high movement levels are like just movement where you're not, you don't have to hit enemies. You're not having to use bombs. I think Cool Cave, you're having to use the bombs and have tight movement, which is cool. And I think, like I was telling you earlier, I think it's pretty sweet that, it is cycle based, but if you're faster to the end, it rewards you by like the enemies load faster, so you get a faster time. So I would go for S tier on this one personally.
It's a good level. It could definitely be frustrating. Um,
Yeah.
but I would still be willing to admit that it's definitely one of the best levels in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, are you all right with S tier, you think?
I mean, I guess if we wind up with too many S tiers, we can move shit around. So I'm fine
Yeah.
at least with S tier for now.
Yeah. I think we could I think it's a good level. We got Snowland. I think Snowland is.
It's another C as far as
I
I'm
like
concerned.
the aesthetic of it. Like if we were just ranking it on visuals, I think it would rank higher. It's a cool looking level. The little trees are kind of cool looking. I think as a speed run, it's kind of boring. Where you just, you
Yeah,
know,
I think it's a C,
I
dude. I
I
really
think it's
do.
C. I and probably above or below June Falls. You think?
I'd be willing to put it above. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
dislike it.
Okay. Next is Storm Valley. I think I gotta go with Storm Valley for S tier with the two
I
tricks
agree.
are
I
dope.
agree.
I
I like
think
Storm Valley a lot.
there's multiple ways you can do the tricks, which is cool. Um, you
I would
got
even consider Storm Valley potentially for number one. Like it's definitely like
yeah,
contested. Storm
it's a
Valley's
cool
great.
level. I
Like
think
I have
the
very positive feelings towards Storm Valley.
I think the movement is cool. I think the it's skill intensive. I there's screw jump adds another element into it where you can save an additional second and have
It's
swag.
such a satisfying trick too.
Yeah, it's very satisfying. I'm gonna put it at the top of S tier for now. Um, let's see. Okay, we got Ice Snake. Um, I think Ice Snake. I would probably stand at an A tier at this personally. I think the movement is cool and it's fun, but it kind of just comes down to like cutting corners. I think that's fun, but it doesn't really have like an additional depth to it, you know. There's a long jumps where you're like, cutting distance off the level, which is cool, but I don't think it has like a ton of extra depth. I think you're just basically cutting corners at.
Okay.
What do you
Um,
think?
I mean, I wouldn't even be opposed to Ice Snake for S necessarily, but I mean, A is also good.
Yeah. Hmm. It's a strong contender for like an S tier level, but I just think maybe depth wise it
Your
doesn't have quite as
personal
much depth.
opinion, in your opinion, is it as good as Cool Cave?
I don't think so.
All
I
right,
don't I
A
don't think it
tier it
has
is.
quite as much depth.
I think it would be at like the very top of A tier though, or
Oh
among
yeah. Yeah,
A tier.
it's got to be up there for sure. I the only reason I refrain from putting it in S, I just don't think it has quite as much going on as some of the other levels. Like you're not having to do like precise bomb throws or you know, it's really
Yeah.
just tight jumping, so which is cool, but I think it's to me it would be A. Okay, next we got Air Room.
Air Room is a B for me.
I can settle for B for Air Room. I think that it's like unique. I think it's a fast paced level, which is cool. Um
I would rather Air Room be in the game than not. It's definitely
yeah.
a better than take it or leave it for me. I think it would be a very good A tier or even an S tier if it were just like longer and used the
Yeah, if
concept.
there's more to do.
Yeah, it's just
It's
very
pretty short. I like it. It's pretty short. The concept is cool. It's fast paced, like it doesn't slow you down. I'd probably put it at the top of our B tier so far.
cool.
Um okay, zero G.
Zero
Zero
G
G
A for me, to be honest.
yeah, it's a cool level. I think the movement is fun. I think that the throw you do to the far distance throw
Yep.
that you do is cool. Um I think I like the zero G concept
I think
and
it's the coolest concept.
yeah, it's a cool concept for sure. Um I like
Like
that you
anything
have
with
an
zero gravity
additional
is cool. I loved it in
yeah.
Donkey Kong, and I love it here. I
Yeah.
think think low or zero gravity is just really freaking neat.
I think it's cool. I think that it's cool that you have to get the disc. You know, the disc is like kind of out of the way, so you have to do like a little bit of additional movement. So it's a bit longer, which is cool. The slow mechanics, I like that. So the only thing that I don't like is if you like get a ledge grab or something, you know, like you mess up. It's like feels so bad because you lose like 5 seconds.
Thing
You know?
is, though, there are a ton of levels that. The thing is, though, okay, you get a ledge grab, it feels bad.
Yeah,
If you fall off Cool Cave like an idiot, feels really fucking bad.
yeah.
Like,
It's not a fair argument against. I can agree to A tier for sure. I think that's fair. I don't really think it beats Ice Snake to me. Like I would probably put it under that, but
fair enough. Yeah.
I think it's A tier. Um, okay, next we got Battle Room.
See,
I think C. I
it's
think that
very much the game isn't really better or worse for it. You
no.
know.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna make an argument to you for D tier on this one. I
Okay,
think I
I'm
think
fine with D.
I think the menuing is shit.
I
The
agree.
menuing at the
I
start is
I
shit.
hate the menuing, and you know what else I hate? The fact that like getting the robot is really annoying. And on top of that, if you literally don't get to the tip of that trampoline, you're gonna ledge grab that next freaking section every time.
Yep.
I'm good with D tier on Battle Room, to be honest.
Yeah, and like I said, the menuing, the frustrating thing too is if you're trying to do it as fast as you can, you're just gonna miss it sometimes because the part where you have to back out of the menu is contingent on how fast you press B and
You
how
know what?
fast you press
Below
left on the
Dart,
stick.
I'll even put it below Dart Maze.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I think the menuing is shit. Um, okay, Hyper Room. Uh,
Hyper Room is a C for me, dude. It's just
I could go with the low B on this one. I think that when you get the super fast block break, it's pretty cool. Like it looks really cool. I think the little thing you do where you know the thing I
I
do.
think the lock break section is the most annoying section.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Because
I
if you,
agree it's
yeah, because
annoying.
if you literally don't like immediately get it, it just sucks.
Yeah,
Like it's literally like I want to reset my run. This is trash.
yeah, it is obnoxious, but I don't know. It has the part where, you know, I do the
It's
little
enough to
zip.
kill B tier for me.
Yeah, that's fair. The part where you do the little zip on the stairs that I integrated in my runs, I think that's pretty cool though. But I can agree on C tier, honestly.
And another thing I don't like about it too, so you have to like jump up to the ledge where you like get the remote, right?
Yeah.
If you're so you jump to the next area where you're on like the tiny little like picture frame looking thing.
Oh,
Like you
that's
could just it's annoying. You could just like fall off of that before like even making the jump.
I think you're thinking of Heavy Room, right?
Oh, I am. Oh, Hyper Room.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting them mixed up, dude. I'm getting them mixed up. That's still a mediocre level in my. I think it's a C.
Yeah. I
Hyper.
was kind of saying like it's kind of cool when you get the super fast tricks like when you get the super fast block break or like the super fast zip on the
Yeah, I thought you
stairs.
said like lock break. I thought you were talking about the
No,
core and
no, that
like
little
heavy room.
block thing. I, you know, I think I don't know. I could be swayed to C on Hyper Room. I think it's okay. I think
I
it's
think heavy and hyper are both C at best.
yeah.
I don't think
Um.
either of them are really like good levels.
Oh
I think they're
well.
okay.
I'm okay with putting Hyper Room in C, even though I think it looks really swag when you like execute it perfectly. But Heavy Room, I'm gonna make an argument to you for like a
Okay,
solid B.
I'm still in a compromise in the opposite direction. I would
Yeah,
rather have heavy. Okay, I like Hyper Room more than I like Heavy Room.
yeah. I
I'd
get
be
that.
willing. I'd be willing to let you have B for hyper room and C for heavy room, dude.
The one thing with hyper room, or the heavy room, excuse me, is heavy room like has a lot of advanced movement. Like optimization wise. Like there's a lot of very specific things that you can do to save time. Like you can the way you break the crystal thing in the room matters a lot, and how early you jump onto the trampolines matters a lot. Um,
Problem
it
is that
has
core in
like
the level is the part I hate the most.
it has a lot of line work, like multiple, like more line work than a lot of levels in the game, where you're like taking a tight line here and a tight line there, and you're like having to change direction on the stick. So I think it's complex, is I guess my argument. I don't know if that's a good enough
I
argument to
understand
sway
what
you.
you mean about the line work, and I can appreciate that. Okay, I'll tell you the sections of the level I don't like. I don't like the beginning where you're having to like jump above a platform to like the next one and then having to jump and
Yeah,
grab the note and potentially slipping off. And then the next part you jump to where you slip off before you can even make the jump. I find the whole beginning area annoying and I hate the core. The rest of the level is perfectly good, perfectly fine. I have no problem with the obviously I like being able to take good lines and doing all that. But I'll say that I there's just more like bullshit choke points.
yeah. I can
At
be
least
swayed
with
to.
Hyper Room, you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah,
I would, like I said, if I had to choose, I would much rather, like, if there has to be a B and a C between Hyper Room and Heavy Room, I would much more live with Hyper Room being in B, Heavy Room being in C.
nah. I think probably they're both C tier. I mean, you kind of swayed me a little
Okay.
bit. Like, I think it's kind of shit to either of these
To
levels
fall
for.
off at the beginning
Yeah,
or to, yeah, like you're trying to be quick. Oh no, I did the little slippy shoe shit.
right.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
just the beginning of that level
it
too.
sucks to reset on heavy room. I don't like it.
It, I really hate it. I hate
That's
resetting.
what weighs these first levels down a lot, is just resetting on them is kind of shit. But I do think it's better than hyper room, so I guess I'll put it
Dude,
above
I think
it
you're gonna
and
find
C
my
tier.
red cave take to potentially be controversial.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll agree. I don't know if I'll agree with you when we get to that, but that'll be upcoming, I guess.
Yep.
Um, okay, Skyroom. I think
Hey,
Skyroom is a really good level.
hey,
Hey, for
hey.
sure. I think the movement is
Skyrim is
fun.
a
The movement's fun. I
yes,
think
I hate
it's
resetting on it, but at least Skyrim is a good level.
yeah,
Okay. The fourth
yeah.
jump, yes, it sucks to fail it, but it's a
It's
cool
cool.
trick.
It's a cool trick. It's I
Cool.
think I think the movement is hard in the level. Like it's very
Like it's a
has an
very
extremely
challenging for an early game level. Like having to do
extremely
like the
yeah.
it's got like the line intensive shit you like
Yep.
about
Yep.
Heavy Room, for example, except better. I like the lines, I like the movement. Um, it's just a very good level, very
Yeah.
fine-tuned movement.
High skill
Um,
intensive too. Like there's a reason it was the last community gold I got out of the first four levels, because it is extremely difficult to master. And I
Sky
think
is irritating to fail on, but it's fun.
yeah,
Skyrim, like when you play it well, it's satisfying.
yeah, I
You and
agree. The only thing like that would keep it true, I mean, there's maybe a couple things keeping it from being S tier, like being so early, and but also the spiky dudes are kind of annoying. I I'll put it. How does under Rainbow Road sound to you? Just under.
would Skyrim under Ice Snake is fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's
Perfect.
better than Zero. What was the other level you had in A?
Zero G.
Zero
Better than zero
G.
G. but worse than
Yes,
Ice
I
Snake.
agree. No, I agree. I agree with between Zero G and Ice Snake.
Yep. Um. Okay. Next we have Blue Cave, and I think
Blue Cave is a
it's
B for
just
me.
a B. That's high. I would go with C.
C is okay too, but I was thinking about Blue Cave actually, and I was leaning towards C at first, but at least for Blue Cave, it's an early game level where there is some decent movement required. Like you're kind of doing like the jump where you have to like kind of drift to the left and then come back towards the right, like to get
Yeah.
around like the bomb dudes. You got the like the one short hop there. Um, but I think C is perfectly satisfactory.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I like it well enough. I don't. Maybe it could be like a good C tier. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd give it a good C tier. I could put it above the other two early levels because it's not annoying at all. It's not
Yes.
annoying. It's not offensive. I could put it above the other two.
Yeah.
Okay, so next I'm gonna let you carry away with this one because I feel like I'm a little bit more. I agree with you on it, but I'm a little bit kinder to the level than you. So I'll let you take it away with Whole Lake.
I would be willing to be a little more generous with Whole Lake if it wasn't in the very beginning of the game. So the big problem I have with Whole Lake is that it's just a massive waste of time. It's not fun, it's not eventful, it's not enjoyable, it's long. The most exciting thing you have in the level is ledge boosts. Ooh, so exciting. Very fun. You dodge a few enemies, and then the rest of it's just swim and swim and swim and swim and do nothing and be bored and take a nap and swim. It's just a complete
Yeah,
waste of time. You
yeah,
have to play it over and over and over and over every time you reset. And it's like, wow, that's a minute wasted. I would have much rather just immediately move to the next level than have this level included in the game at all. It's boring. It's the ultimate sin in a video game. Video games are played to be fun, to be enjoyable. Now, I don't know enough about the 100% category where you get all the
right.
collectibles. I'm sure it's a little more enjoyable to play, but for the sake of an any percent run where you're just trying to complete the
Yeah,
level, Whole Lake is a waste of time. It's just it's
yeah.
boring.
I can
Video
feel
games
you on
meant
that.
this level is boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel you on that. I think that
I think it's the worst level in the game. I
yeah,
mean, at least with Mad Coaster even, you get to blow up some cannons.
yeah. I can
That's
tell
more
you
and dodge,
right.
the little shells. But in Whole Lake, it's just boring as hell.
Yeah, I
Like
can get
Mad
behind
Coaster's
that.
boring too, but Whole Lake is worse. It's the worst level in the game.
I've never went into it to practice it ever. Compared to any other level,
I
Mad
That's like the one level in the game
yeah.
I refuse to practice
Yeah,
because why
I've
would I want to spend more
I
time playing this level than I
yeah.
have to?
I've optimized it but only by doing runs, which is enough.
Yeah,
You
level is
know,
that.
Mad Coaster, I've actually went into practice because you can save seconds from good jumps. It's not a
Yeah,
great level, but I've practiced it because it can, you can save a
but
lot of time. But
you which one would you enjoy practicing more? Not that either are enjoyable,
Mad
but
Coaster for
if I
sure. I mean,
100%.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, Whole Lake worst level.
Okay,
Now we have Red Cave.
it's a D for me.
Oh,
It
I
is a
see, and I would put Red Cave more in like a B tier.
okay. I
It's
would
just
be
short and
willing to.
sweet.
My biggest problem with Red Cave. Red Cave is a choke point. Now, I think the jump itself is kind of neat, but it really fucking sucks when you miss it. And that is going to inevitably happen sometimes. My Red Cave would be a better level if it were simply placed in a different location. Like, I would literally rate it a whole tier higher, at least, maybe even 2 tiers higher, if it weren't right after freaking Whole Lake. If it were,
I
I would literally be willing to put it in B tier if it were before Whole Lake. Like, if it
yeah
were Blue Cave, Red Cave, Whole Lake. But because it's a choke point and it's right after Whole Lake, that really sucks.
yeah.
Like, the placement of where a level is in the game matters, and I think Red Cave is going to be the biggest victim of this.
Yeah, I think I can compromise with you on the some of it not, some of it being a choke point, because while I don't miss the jump personally, almost never, the running into that enemy kind of sucks for me. Like when it does
That's
happen,
the other factor.
it's
The
kind of shit.
spiky dude, if you run into
Yeah.
him, you're literally going to fall off the ledge and die.
Yeah, I mean,
So
and
you
and even
literally
when I
have
don't,
one potential choke point.
or if he hits you like the other way, I don't usually fall off and die when I hit him, but it loses like 2 seconds and it feels awful.
Yeah,
So
and I'll tell you this too. I will tell you this. Um, the spiky dude guy is really shit in general, but he
yeah,
is literally worse on Red Cave than any other level in the game.
yeah,
Like, that is the level where that particular enemy, as shitty as he is the absolute worst.
yeah.
And the
He's
fact that
annoying.
it comes after Whole Cave, Whole Lake really sucks.
Yeah,
Like, you go from like hyper boring level into choke point.
yeah. How does like lower end of C tier sound to you? Does that sound like okay compromise?
I will
Because
compromise if it is the absolute lowest.
okay,
Like,
we can do
regardless
that.
of what all the other C's in the game are,
Yeah,
Red Cave is the lowest.
I'm down for that. I
Like, it
can
is
get
the
by that.
ultimate C minus.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Darkwood.
Darkwood is a
And
C. It's
oh, I'm gonna
whatever.
make a
It's
compelling
there.
argument to you. I think it's A tier. I think it's A tier because I have 2 reasons for my argument. I'll try to sway you. Number one, it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that you can just jump to that ledge and finish the level. And I get a kick out of it every time Birdie watches it, and Darkwood is his favorite level in the game because you can just jump to the ledge and just bypass everything. The second reason, I think a ledgeless Darkwood feels fucking amazing to get. I think it feels awesome. Even though it's inconsistent, I think it feels so good. You
Okay.
know,
So what you're saying is you have positive feelings towards Darkwood.
very
You
positive
like it.
feelings
It's
toward
better
Darkwood.
than take it or leave it. It's better than a
For
take
me,
it.
yeah, definitely. I think it's a good
Okay.
level. I could compromise
Here's what
on
I'm
B,
willing to
but
do. I think B tier is fine.
I think,
The fact
yeah,
it's kind of a meme level, cool. You have positive feelings towards it. That's how I feel about another level in the game we'll
yeah,
cover later. Um, but objectively speaking, you know, it's a very basic jump on the stump and get out. But because you have positive feelings, I can't go that high for
yeah.
A.
And the
It's
new trick I have for it is kind of cool, where you do it.
I'll let it be B.
Yeah, I
I'll
can
let it
agree
be
to
above
B.
average.
The new trick is kind of cool, where you do the stump in one jump. I think that's kind of fun, and
The
it
one
saves
pump
like,
chump, better than
yeah,
being a one pump chump.
uh, true. Yeah, I can agree to B tier. I'd put it above Warp Room, but below Air Room.
That's a fair compromise. Okay, it's above average, but we can't
Yeah.
like put it among like the sick A
No,
tier.
yeah, you're right. You're fair enough. Okay, Dragon Road.
A,
I think Dragon
100%.
Road low A because it's not as interesting as some of the other movement intensive levels, but I think it's great. I think the jumping's good. I think it's fun.
I would put Dragon Road on the same league as like nah. No, I still think Skyrim's probably better.
Yeah, maybe above 0G though. I think the jumping past the Geodudes is fun. I think the little boss fight at the end is enjoyable to do quickly. It's consistent. It's not really a choke point if you jump well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good level. What do you think? A tier, but below Skyrim.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Okay, next we decided to do all the Nitros fights in the game in one ranking because there are differences, of course, especially with 3 and 5, but we feel they're similar enough to warrant the same ranking. Um, and I think we talked about this earlier. We were both kind of thinking B tier, right? Like,
Yeah, B tier.
it's a fun boss. I think if you look at it overall, there's not a ton going on. I think the animation skip is cool. I think
I
double
think
hit.
animation skip is what jumps it from C to
Yeah,
B.
I think double it on 3 and 5 is fucking amazing when you can do it. And I like if we were ranking them all individually, like we disagree on this, where you would rank the other ones higher, and I would rank 3 and 5 higher. But I think it averages out to like a B tier boss.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
where in B tier though?
Um,
Bottom? Question mark.
what do we have in B tier so far?
We have Air Room at the top, and then Darkwood and Warp Room and Death Temple, and
I
then
would I would put Nitros maybe right after I'd put it above Darkwood, below Skyrim,
yeah,
probably.
below
It
Air
can, it
Room.
can have a good spot in B tier. I don't mind.
Yeah, it is. Nitros is solid and fun. I like it. Okay, Clown Valley.
Eh, I'm pretty indifferent towards its C.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an argument for D tier on this one personally.
All right. Okay.
And the reason for that is the one jump is kind of shit, and it saves a second, so I have to do it. But I don't like it. I don't like falling off there.
I'm fine with D.
Okay. Um, Great Rock. Okay, I love this level. I think it's the one of the only vertical levels, and it's an amazing level. I think the
I'll
movement
be
is
honest,
awesome.
I'm not a huge fan of the vertical levels.
I
The thing
think the
that sucks
movement.
about the vertical levels is if you fall at all, it's about as bad as getting a death.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that is true. I think it's extremely skill intensive, but I think the movement is dope. Like, there's like so much you can do with the movement. You're always contending with falling off too, which is cool.
yeah.
The two guys, the guys that shoot fireballs at you, they're annoying, but you can avoid them every time if you're good at it. I just think the
But,
movement is really
like
cool.
occasionally, no matter what you do, you're always gonna be struck by that dumbass cloud sometimes.
Cloud, I don't have a problem with the cloud. I don't know.
Like it's
I
rare, but it does happen.
Yeah, I
Where
haven't
you
got
like
hit by him,
turn to
and
do the jump and like throw the bomb at the platform and
yeah,
get it in the nose.
I used to get hit by him sometimes, but I don't know. I
But
can
you
get
have to acknowledge this. Not everybody is going to be where you're at now.
yeah. No, I get that. I think it boils down to the enemies in this level can be kind of annoying because the fireball dudes. I sometimes I get hit by the fireball dudes, and that's pretty annoying. So I don't know. Maybe we can compromise on like high B tier. How do you feel about that? Would you be all right with that?
I'm thrilled you're not advocating for A because I'll be honest with you. For me, because I know you really like Great Rock. For
I love Grey
me,
Rock. Yeah.
there are things I like about it and things I don't. So to me, it would be a C. For
Okay.
you, I know it would be more of like an A.
Yeah, it'd be
I,
like
I'm
a
fine with B. I am B. I can accept.
okay. I think for me, I'd probably put it like maybe like middle of B tier or something, honestly.
Okay.
Like honestly, I think it's fun. I think you raise valid concerns about it being annoying at parts. It's annoying to fall off, it's annoying to get hit by the enemies.
Yeah.
The movement is awesome, but yeah, I agree with I can get behind that. Um okay, Fogger out. I have
You're gonna
mixed
have
feelings
you're
on
gonna
this
have
one.
more of an opinion about this than I am.
Yeah.
I know, you use the fog route skip. For me, maybe a B, maybe.
Yeah,
I would say it's better than the C tier ones, I guess. But I would
yeah,
even be okay with like a high C on it, to be honest.
yeah, thinking
Low B,
about
high
it,
C.
thinking about it more while you've been talking about it, I could get behind that, like a high B or low B or high C, because I
Yeah.
think okay, so from my perspective, from doing fog route skip, it's fucking annoying to miss that shit. I think, but on the flip side of that, it's an amazing feeling to hit it and save all that time. It feels great.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a cool trick. Like objectively, it's fun to do. It's fun to watch people do it in runs. I yeah, I
It
maybe
might be a C plus level, honestly.
yeah, C plus. I maybe top a C. How do you feel about that?
I'm good with it.
Yeah, let's do that.
What's it beaten out?
Snowland. I think it's more interesting than
Yeah,
Snowland.
Hog Route is better than Snowland,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Okay. So End All One.
Endall's a C. Like,
It's yeah. I mean, it does have the mechanic where you're like hitting yourself to speed up the fight, which is kind of cool. But I don't think it's super interesting.
it's just not. Like,
Yeah.
Endall's a very take him
Middle of
or
the
leave him.
road.
Like, I don't love him, I don't hate him. He's just kind of there. Like, whatever.
Yeah, middle of the road. I think
Yeah.
I could. Where would you put him? In C. I think maybe like
I guess it's gonna depend on what all is in
I'd
C.
probably put it in like the dead middle, like above the early game levels with Hyper Room and Heavy Room, but like below some of the little bit later levels. Your Blue Cave, June Falls,
I'm good with that.
Snowland.
I think that's a great
Yeah,
place to put him.
cool. Groog Hills. I think
Kind of like Groog Hills.
Groog Hills is kind of fun. I think it has some cool stuff going on. I think the lines are fun. I think the walkie-talkie skip is cool. Um,
And doing that absurd lake jump because I didn't know the correct strategy. Like,
that
I
was
have good memories
hilarious.
associated with Groog Hill.
Yeah, how
I
does
have
like
feel
yeah, I think the movement's fun. Even the movement's fun at the end where you're like jumping across the lake. Even if you do the normal strat, I think it's still cool. I how about like low B? What do you think about that?
good with it.
Okay. So bubble hole. Okay, I have very mixed feelings on this one.
Me too.
I
Me too.
I think okay, so on one hand, the movement is awesome on this level. On the other hand, the bubbles are fucking annoying. Really
Yes,
annoying.
they are annoying as shit. And honestly, I'm not sure. Like, I might have to think about it for a second. I'm not sure if my reception is more positive or negative.
Yeah, uh, I don't know. I think it
Honestly,
requires some
be a
skill.
bit of a controversy. Bubble Hole is probably like the one level in the game that has genuinely good movement. But I'll be honest with you, the two little guys who can combine at the end, um, the bubbles being really
Yeah.
damn irritating. Like, I would say I'm leaning more towards negative.
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
tier,
What's that?
the top of D tier.
D tier. I think that might be a little too harsh, in my opinion. I think it has more interesting movement than any of the ones in D tier currently. Like,
It does more interesting movement, but those bubbles are just really freaking annoying. And
I.
like, if you miss the it like, and then you deal with a second set of bubbles. If you don't get that
Yeah.
ledge right at the end, you got to deal with the boss being stupid.
Yeah,
And
I don't think I guess where I would probably go with like lower on C tier is I think the bubbles are annoying, but they're consistent enough to not be that annoying. Like to be more like mid tier.
okay, here's where I'll compromise. I will give it this. Red Cave is at the very bottom. I
Yeah.
will be fine with Bubble Hole and C as long as it is always second to last.
I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
Like it's a C minus, but I will tell you, at least I'll take it over Red Cave, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that. Okay, next we have Irar's Lake. And
I'm
okay.
leaning, you know this.
Oh yeah,
It's
you
just
don't.
the Manta, like it's just good enough to not be Whole Lake, right? There's a little more going on. You have the Manta fight, cool. But that's literally the only thing about it that makes it a little more interesting than Whole Lake, in my opinion. I know you're a little more involved with it. Uh,
Yeah. I
to me,
okay, so what would you say?
I'll take it over Mad Coaster and Whole Lake, but
So you'd put it in like D tier
I really
if
would.
you had your way. Okay, so for me, and I guess I'll try to slightly sway your opinion.
Okay,
I
we'll
would
see.
say I would say that I think that the ledge boosts in this level are some of the most interesting ones because they're actually pretty technical. Like even the ones at the start, like you got the little the one on the heart is kind of hard to get because it takes some skill because you don't want to like run into it and die, you know. Um, and then you got the box boost and you got the little nub boost after that. I think are interesting because it's not super easy. You're getting shot at. Um, they're kind of hard to hit. And then you have the Manta, which has two strats with the one push, and then I like the no push, which is cool. I think the no push is dope, where you're like reversing and dodging all the pushes. I think is awesome. Um, and then the second half of the level, I think the ledge boosts are the most interesting ledge boosts in the game because you got the two little tricky ones at the start on the little teeth thingies, and then the ones that go into the holes. If you fuck those up, you lose so much time, but you can just save those little tenths if you hit them. You know,
Okay.
I think that's
Well,
kind of dope.
okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think ledge boosts are interesting at all. I had zero interest in ledge boosts.
Okay,
I
wait.
don't.
Well, can you concede one thing though? One thing is like the ledge boosts on Whole Lake are like literally free. Okay, like
Yeah,
you
they
just go into the ledge. Like these ledge boosts are actually hard. Like that does make
okay.
it a
I
little more
mean, they're more
interesting.
difficult. I just don't find ledge boosting to be that interesting in general. What could what there is an argument to be more interesting though is maybe the way you kind of have to like move to set them up to like prepare for them. Like you're not just swimming in a straight line. Like you're
Yeah,
actually having to like
and they're like tiny little
get a little weird
platforms.
with the movement to make it work.
Yeah,
Um,
tiny little platforms. They're hard to hit ledge boosts.
But yeah, my
Um,
opinion is, I just don't like any of the swimming levels at all. I think they're bad, and I think Irar's Lake is the best of the worst.
Okay.
right?
Well,
I
if
think
you're, yeah.
I think it's better than both. I think it's the out of the three swimming levels in the game, I think Irar's Lake is the best one. Unfortunately, in my opinion, that's really not saying much.
Okay, I think where we could compromise on this one, because to me it would be like bottom of B tier, and to you it's like top of D tier, maybe. I think, or I don't know, somewhere in D tier to you.
Where
Uh,
where did that other level end up? The one right on
Aquaway was
Aquaway.
like low C tier. I think where we could compromise is maybe Irar's Lake. You know, I think it's a more interesting level than like your hyper room and your heavy room. You know, in my opinion, like. What if we put it? What if we slide it just above those ones and kind of in the middle of C tier, like as a
I'll
compromise?
tell you what. Put it above heavy room, below hyper room.
Okay.
So could we work with that? And it's still
Uh,
above Aquaway, right?
heavy room is above hyper room, and or at least the way I have
Oh,
it
I
set
thought
up
you
right
put
now.
hyper. Oh, you put heavy above hyper.
Yeah, I would personally I would put it above. I mean, it's kind of a toss up, but
Well, you put heavy above hyper. I'll be honest, I don't really like heavy room or errors like that much. So to me, it
it
kind of doesn't make a difference.
doesn't
Like
really make
put
a
it above
difference.
if it makes you feel a little better about it, then yeah. I mean, we're having to compromise a lot, so
Yeah,
I'll
yeah. This is
errors.
probably our biggest compromise of the list. So
I don't like heavy room at all.
yeah.
Put it above
Okay.
heavy room. I have no problem with that.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Um, Waterway is next. I think Waterway is a fun level. I honestly think I can't really think of any complaints. Like, I honestly think it's kind of an A tier level, man.
I can't go that high, dude. I just can't.
I think the
Waterway, it's not like it's just not up there, dude. It's not. It's no ice snake. It's no
yeah.
Skyrim
Okay.
dragon.
I can
Like
get
all
behind
those
that.
levels are significantly better.
I guess where I think it's fun is just like running across those really fast streams is kind of cool. You know, it's a cool
But I
concept.
mean, that applies to the first
Um,
few seconds of the level, and then after that, it kind of just like you
right.
have like one big gap jump, and then
And then you do run across the stream again toward the end.
I'm now I'm not gonna lie, I do like the fast stream at the beginning.
And the end, yeah.
I think that kind of risky big gap jump is kind of
The
cool,
the box jump.
or the box
The
jump in your case.
swag jump.
I'd be willing to go for B on Waterway. Definitely not
I
A.
could yeah, I could get down with B. Honestly, yeah, reevaluating it, you're right. It's not as good as the ones
Like
currently in A
Dragon
tier.
Road,
I
Skyrim,
yeah,
um,
I think they're better.
even Zero G is way better.
I'll put it. How about second to the
It's
top
not
in
even,
B?
dude. Like, I don't even think it's as good as Air Room.
No, and that's where I think maybe second to the top in B. Like it's fun, but it's not quite as good as Air Room, maybe.
Yeah, it's a good enough level to be like, yeah, this is kind of cool. This is kind of fun. I have
Yeah,
positive feelings about it. It's a B tier.
yeah. Okay. So next we have Rock and Road. I think this level's a C tier, bro. I think it's a C tier.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think it's just mid. You know.
It really is.
I think it's fun enough. I don't think it's awful. I don't really think it's great. I I don't know where to put it in C tier. I probably like honestly dead ass middle, like maybe like right below end all here or something.
Yeah, I'd rather deal with Endall than Rock and Road. I would put
Yeah.
Rock there.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
below end all maybe would be good there. Okay, water pool. I think water pool's fucking cool. I think
water pool is cool. Just
the
don't let
pipe
water
jump.
pool make you a water pool, dude.
Yeah. The pipe jump's fucking amazing.
I
Um
personally, I like water pool too.
Yeah.
I really like actually like nailing the bomb throw on the
Yeah,
switch.
the bomb throw strat's cool too. I think
I would
both
put,
strats are cool.
dude, like water pool for me, honestly, I would, man, that might be like top of B tier, dude. Like water
I
pool's, I would put it above waterway. I really would.
I could put an argument. What would you think about the bottom of A tier? Because and here's my argument. I think both strats are cool. Like you got your like bomb throw strat. At the slowest end, you can do like a bomb kick, right?
Yeah.
And then the middle end, you can do a bomb throw into the little thing, and then
But
at the
keep in
like
mind that rat can also be really
yeah,
freaking
but
annoying.
you don't have
But
to deal with the rat. That's the cool thing is if you do the insane strat, you can do the pipe jump, which is fucking cool. And that's where I think it's like bottom
and
of A tier.
honestly, if you
Is
nail
that
the bomb throw, it's more
yeah,
likely you don't have to deal with the rat than if you do the
right?
bomb.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I I think that pipe jump is cool too. You know, the pipe jump's awesome. Like bottom of A tier for me.
Okay, here's my take on water pool. I'm going to allow it, but it always needs to be dead last in A tier.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Are we good
I
with that? Like
Yeah, I don't think
permanent
it's any
spot
better
is
than
dead
like
last
dead.
in
I
A
don't think it's
tier.
better than dead last in A tier. But I do think it is an
It
A tier.
barely squeezes by and makes it somehow.
Yeah, pipe jump squeezes by. Okay, so
And I
yeah,
like water pool.
yeah we have some duplicates on here. This one's moving to the back because it's a duplicate.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so we got Dark Prison. Um, Dark Prison is an amazing level. I
It
think.
is.
I think it's really good. I think the movement's great. Um,
The biggest problem with it is just that it can just be the most bullshit run killer.
one of the most punishing levels in the game.
The fact that you mentioned having to zigzag to sandbag it,
Yeah,
the crystal jump being off center and the depth perception literally screwing your run by a lot. It's not necessarily run killing if you miss the crystal jump, but one thing I don't like is if you miss the crystal jump, you potentially can die because of where it's located.
yeah,
It won't always kill you, but the best case scenario if you miss it is you're going to lose a bunch of time, and the worst case scenario is you literally die. There's so much open space in that level, you can just mistime your jump a little bit, bye bye run.
yeah.
I think it's a really sick level, but the things that are bad about it are really freaking
They
irritating.
prevent it from being S tier, I would say. I Yeah, because the annoyances can be bad. I think there's cool stuff like a fast crystal jump and like doing everything quickly is cool. Like moving, the movement behind the last prison at the end. If you're doing the fast movement at the end is cool.
It's great when you nail it, but I think part of it
Yeah,
comes from the fact of, oh, thank God I didn't die or miss the crystal jump.
right. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I think I would say it might be A tier, but like the highest of the A tier right now.
I'm good with that. I just can't justify putting it in
No,
S. The
it's
annoyances are pretty severe.
yeah, the annoyances are severe.
And it's a big choke point level.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Killer Gate.
Killer Gate is good.
I think it's a good level
Killer Gate,
too.
I think it's
It can be frustrating
honest.
when you lose a run there, but it's a fair level too. Like if you're good at it, you're not gonna die in it. Um, yeah, I could see it going like higher in the B tier, high-ish in the B tier, like maybe below Nitros and above Darkwood. I don't know how you feel about that, but I think it has
I'm
good.
to be a little controversial here, possibly. I think I can make it. I think it's possible. It could even be a candidate for A tier.
I can see that.
Killer
I can
Gate
see
is
like a light A tier.
Um, what's at the top of B tier right now?
Air room.
Aram. What's your take on like Killer Gate versus Aram?
I like air room more, but I think Killer Gate's fun. I think Killer Gate takes a lot of skill, and you can lose a lot of time there, or you can save a lot of time. Um, I think I think it's fun when you pull it off fast. I think avoiding the damage at the end is cool. Um, Killing the subs is cool. Getting the health and like looping back around for the health is nerve wracking and it's cool. Yeah, I like the level a lot. I'd probably personally do like uh maybe either the top of B tier or maybe you could sway me to the bottom of A tier, like
Mm.
maybe, but
I'll be
I
honest with you, man. If you like Air Room more than Killer Gate, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think Killer Gate's honestly easily one of the better levels in the game. I
yeah.
don't know that I love it enough to try and because I mean, you play Killer Gate more than I do. You're better at it than I am, and even you're like, I'd rather play Air Room. So,
Yeah,
what's after Air Room?
water pool. Or not water pool, waterway. I think it's better than waterway.
Killer 100%.
Oh yeah.
I'm good with Killer Gate being right after
Yeah,
Air
right
Room
after air
in the
room
top of
and
B2.
yeah, that sounds like a good placement. Okay. Spiral Tower. I think it's
Meh.
fun. I think it's fun. I don't think it's anything super special.
I think it's a C tier.
Either bottom, very bottom of B or like C. I
Nah, I
don't
can't
really
even put
care.
it B, dude. I can't.
Yeah, honestly, the fact I don't really care enough to make an argument for B tier, so I'd probably go C.
It
But
means he's probably correct.
yeah, I do think it's better than like a level like Blue Cave, honestly. But
Sure.
I'd probably put it higher in C tier. But yeah, somewhere around there. Does that look good?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, Snake Route.
Snake Route is amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think easy candidate for S tier. Easy
I
candidate for
agree.
S tier. I think
What
the
are
movement's great.
okay? What's at the top? Storm Valley or
Storm
Cool Cave?
Valley.
Storm Valley's at the top, followed by Cool Cave. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Snake Route versus Cool Cave?
I like Cool Cave more. I'd probably put this at the bottom of S tier. But I think it's an amazing level. I think the movement between the like jumping down into the other route and then jumping cutting all the corners and running along the
You know,
edges
I
is great.
actually I thought about it for a second and I actually agree. While I do find that Cool Cave can be really annoying if you make a mistake, if you make a mistake on Snake Route, you just flat out die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but I'll tell you, like, I've practiced Snake Route, I've played it, I've lost runs on it, and I still like it.
It's a good
So
level.
it's got to say something about the level. Like,
Yeah.
I really, really good. Um, I'm good with Snake Route being like the third best.
Yeah. I think so. It's a good level. And it has a lot of skill ceiling too. Like to this day, I'm still a second behind Mysticore's time because there's just something I haven't figured out yet with
I
like
just enjoy ascending it, dude. Like the
yeah.
jumping, like the
Oh
ledge,
yeah,
like
it's great.
walking across it, and like jumping and jumping and jumping.
Yep,
And
avoiding the enemies and yeah, I
yeah,
think it's great.
it's just a really like in terms of like the movement. Now, while I think Cool Cave, has really like tight and fast, like Cool Cave is pretty hype.
Yeah.
I personally think Snake Route has the most enjoyable movement in the game.
It is very enjoyable. It's very
Like
satisfying.
there's something really satisfying about performing a really fast snake route. It's just there's something about that level, man.
Yep.
Like Cool Cave has like really like good, like tight movement. It's a like okay, Cool Cave has a higher skill ceiling. I agree with that. I agree that the movement on Cool Cave and like throwing the ice bombs and doing all that is interesting. But in terms of just raw movement, I think Snake Route is the most fun movement in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Snake Crowd is really fun movement.
It's just really, really freaking fun and satisfying to do fast. It's just
Very enjoyable.
it's just very fun to ascend. You drop down to the bottom and then you just ascend up and just going up and
Yeah,
down.
Steve, your passion has swayed me. I think this is appropriate. I think it can be the second level, honestly. I even could see an argument for it being the one of maybe even the top. I don't know,
Honestly,
but
I would even consider putting Snake Route at the very top.
it's a great level.
Like
Yeah, it's just very
out of any
fun.
level in the game, I think I've had the most. I think Snake Route is.
Yeah. Snake Rout's
I think it's my
awesome.
favorite level.
Snake Rout's awesome. I can agree with
Honestly,
that. Let's put it at the
I
top.
think Snake Route is honestly my favorite level.
Yeah. You've swayed me. It's a good level. Um, let's see what we have next. We have Baruta 1.
Okay,
Uh,
here's what I'm going to
it's
say about Baruta One. I would actually say above Endel, and I'm going to tell you why.
okay.
Yes, Baruta is an irritating fat chicken bird. Okay, he is. You could take BS damage on him. He's kind of inconsistent, but he's not really boring.
True.
Indol is just boring.
That's a good point.
Baruta is chaotic as
Yeah.
hell. He can
Yeah.
be irritating, but I think being irritating and chaotic is less of a sin than being boring and whatever. I don't feel any kind of way about it.
I agree to that.
Getting a
Yeah.
kick-ass Baruta is so much more satisfying than getting a kick-ass Indol.
Yeah. I can get down with that.
Like a
I,
sick Baruta fight feels really nice.
yeah, definitely. And he's also a relative of the fat chicken, the base fat
And I
chicken.
love that. Fat Chicken is the best character.
Yeah. Fat chicken is easily the S tier character. Um, Yeah, I would say like on these, where would you put it in C tier? I agree with above end all, but
Um,
we could even
let's
consider
not
the
forget
bottom
he
of
is
B.
genuinely irritating.
Yeah,
But he's not so irritating that I hate doing it.
yeah,
And like I said, like a really good Baruta fight is just a certain kind of satisfying.
yep,
I would say even directly above Endall is fine.
yeah. Let's just put them directly above. I think that's fine. Okay. Next is Hades Crater. I mean, honestly, to me, this one's just kind of mid.
Yep, I highly agree.
I don't think
Hey,
it's bad, but I think it's kind of mid.
it's yeah, it's kind of
I
I
mean, you
don't.
can't really do anything to speed up the level. Like, the only reason I have the community gold on this level is probably because of my menuing, like, and resetting. Um, didn't really do anything special. Supposedly you can save time to lag by dropping less bombs or something. I think Kirk was telling me about that, but eh, I I think it's mid. I think maybe like lower on C tier, honestly. Like
I agree. I agree.
maybe
I would
like
say my feelings kind of even lean maybe slightly negative towards it, but not enough to take it to D tier. So yeah, I think it's a
yeah,
low C tier. I would
yeah,
definitely
like
put it above Bubble Hole, and I would put it above Red Cave.
yeah,
And
definitely.
like I
I
said, I don't love the fact that Red Cave is where it's at. If it were in a different spot, like if it were right after Blue Cave, it would literally be an entire tier higher.
Right.
If it were like directly before Whole Lake instead of directly after, that alone would change it for me. But where it is in the
Yeah.
game is going to affect the perception of it. Whole Lake is really boring. It's kind of long. Um, and if it were just right before that, like if I like it's not as bad to choke a run before Whole Lake than it is to choke a run after.
Yeah. Um.
And
Okay.
if
So
it's
we.
like directly after Whole Lake, it's just a slap in the face.
Yeah. Next we have Magma Lake. I like Magma Lake. It's a good level. I mean, it's
Magma Lake
not.
another level for me. Like it, I like it better than Hades Crater, but it's just not great. It's it's another level that if it were to disappear from the game, I wouldn't miss it. You
Yeah.
know,
I think it's
I
good.
can take it or leave it. I like it better than Hades Crater, but
Yeah. I mean, just for the aesthetic of it, I'd probably put it below June Falls, above Spiral Tower. Does that sound okay to you? I think it's a
good
cool
enough.
aesthetic.
Good enough.
Okay, Magma Dam. Okay,
Magma Dam, I'll already tell you, Magma Dam is significantly better than Magma Lake.
Magma Dam is an amazing level. I think it's incredible. I think Magma Dam skip, like out of all the skips, I think Magma Dam, aside from like Storm Valley, I think might be the most fun. The Magma Dam skip, I think it's cool to get. I think Magma Dam's an awesome skip, and the backup strat is cool too. Like I think you don't even lose a ton of time, but you're not forced into doing the skip, so you have multiple options. Um, what's up?
So I think this is where we're really going to have to figure out our compromise. Because the thing is, I know you like the Magma Dam skip. I've never
Yeah,
done it. I don't have the same kind of, you know, I guess attachment level that you do. For me, Magma Dam's kind of a B. For you, it might be an S.
yeah, I would say like low S or high A for me. I I like the
I
skip a
definitely
lot.
like it more than Magma Lake. There's no doubt.
I and
Um,
Magma Dam is my desktop background. But I don't know. It's definitely not my favorite level in the game. I just think the skip's awesome. I think it's really fun. I think the movement in the level's cool. Um yeah, I don't know. I if you're thinking B tier and I'm thinking like possibly low S, I would say maybe we could find a place for it in A tier potentially. What would you say about that?
I could be okay with that. I really could. Um, the thing is, like, I don't know. Like, I like the movement. The box trick, to be honest, it's cool when and I've gotten to the point where I could generally pull it off. But if for whatever reason you don't, it's really damn irritating.
And it is
But
irritating to miss.
things change. I've gotten a little,
Yeah.
I've gotten significantly more consistent at it
Yeah.
now. It doesn't like feel like incredibly exciting to like do it though. Like
It's
if
irritating to
anything, it's just
miss.
more kind of
Yeah.
a little nervy. I don't hate it. It's just kind of a
Right.
little more nervy. Like it's a potential choke point. Um,
Maybe middle of A would be
I
alright.
personally, I would say I like water pool better, but I understand by not putting it in S. I know you really love Magma Dam. I feel like even by compromising, it's kind of taking a lot away from you already. So
Yeah,
I
I
I will let you put Magma Dam where you feel it's
I
appropriate, Mag.
Yeah, I'd
I'll
say like middle A. I mean, honestly, I don't feel too bad about compromising because like it is really annoying when you miss Magma Dam Skip, don't get me wrong. Um
And the thing is, I have no
but
attachment to it. That's the other
yeah,
thing. Like, I
I
don't do Magma Dam Skip, so
right. Yeah,
I can't
I
really
think I'm
feel
happy.
excited
I'm
about
happy
it.
with where we have it right now. Say middle A is fine.
Good. Oh,
Um okay, Crystal Hole, kind of mid.
I'm gonna be honest. Crystal Hole is at least a B for me.
I could get down to the low B
I
maybe.
think Crystal Hole.
Get
I
down to
would
the
put it above. I would put Crystal Hole above. Not Death Road, the other one.
Death Temple.
Yeah, I would put it either maybe right above or right below Death Temple. And I'm trying to think of which one I enjoy more between the two.
I like Death Temple more between those two, but I don't know. I
They're
like
kind of
my
tied for me, so I'll let your opinion take over on this one.
yeah, I like the fancy jump on Death Temple, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Crystal Holes, yeah, it's a good level. It's fine.
it is
They
good. It's fun to like because you kind of have to rush it to make the cycle,
yeah,
which is something I kind of like. It's
yeah,
one of those like it's not too stressful, but you still have to like play good and not like make any real mistakes
right,
to
right.
you make the cycle. Um, I like it. I do. I think it's better than a C tier level for sure.
Yeah, I could
Um,
get behind that.
and I'll be honest, I kind of like jumping past the first rock, getting to the second like platform, and then like jumping to the big platform, and then yeah, I like the Death Temple movement. I do.
Yeah,
I like the Crystal Hole movement too. They're pretty tied for me. If you think Death Temple's the better level, like
yeah,
I
just
said, they're pretty equal to me.
little bit, I would say, but I don't have a super strong opinion on it.
I'm good
I'd
with
say
Crystal
maybe,
Hole going right below Death Temple.
yeah.
I like them
Um,
both.
okay, so Death Road was one we already did, so I'm moving
Yep.
that down. Okay, we haven't done Float Zone. Float
I'm
Zone,
gonna be Float Zone is
it's kind of shit, isn't it?
kind of shit. Yeah, it's a D tier level for
Yeah, I
me.
think it's like maybe high D tier because it's kind of cool being in the bubble, but it's kind of
Like it's not a horrible experience,
yeah.
but honestly, in your opinion, do you feel like Bomberman Hero would be ever so slightly enjoyable if Float Zone just weren't in it? I kind of feel that.
Um, I like it well enough, but I don't. It's definitely not my favorite movement in the game. That's for sure. I mean,
I think Float Zone is definitely like a top of D tier.
yeah, top of D tier. I can get behind that. Okay,
Like
now we.
I do feel like I would personally prefer if Float Zone weren't in it. But I don't like hate it. I don't even like
Yeah.
really dislike it, but
Yeah, it's not an amazing level.
you're floating in the bubble, and then you're waiting for it to pop, and then you're grabbing another bubble,
yeah,
and like it's kind of a slog. You just go through it and wait to get to the next one.
and here's another shitty thing if you're trying to do it fast that makes me want to put it in D tier is the enemies are random. So
And you
whether or
have to
not
force yourself to take damage.
yeah, I mean whether or not you get like the good enemy setups though is completely random. So to me that makes it like definitely a D tier, you know?
I don't love that the game literally incentivizes you to take damage.
I think that's a fun part of Bomberman Hero, but I don't know. I in this particular case, I don't like that the
Like
enemies are so
you have to make
random.
like you could literally like, okay, I gotta go fast. I'm gonna risk losing 3 bars of health. Like holy shit.
Well,
I'm gonna
yeah,
spoil my
but
whole run on Float Zone.
all of the I guess all of the there's so many tricks in this game that require damage, you know, warp room, magma dam.
Yeah, but you're
Um
not like having to like take a bunch of instances to, you know, because the question with float zone is like, how much damage do you take? If you want to be as fast as possible, you got to
I
get to the point where you're near death.
Yeah, I do 3 every run for sure. So
There you go. So now
yeah,
you're at 1 health, and it could get you killed later in a float zone. As unassuming as it may seem, can cost you the freaking run.
yeah, it's I Aqua Tank is a pretty safe level, but it is a little bit annoying having to go 1 health into it. So like technically you can always avoid the guy on Aqua Tank, but it's a little bit more irritating at 1 health for sure.
It's nervy
So
too. It's like really nervy.
yeah,
Like it's always possible to make a mistake when you least expect it. And
right. And Aqua Tank is actually next, Steve. I think Aqua Tank is B tier.
yes, I agree.
I think it's
That, that's how I feel about it too. It's B tier.
yeah, like I mean, it's a vertical level like Great Rock. I'd put it next to that. Like I
I
don't know. What do you think,
I
Steve?
actually like Aqua Tank better than Great Rock.
I'll let you just yeah, you can decide that. I'll put it above it. I Yeah, because they're similar levels, so I think it's fair to put them next to each other.
Yeah, like if you play it well, it's enjoyable.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
And
the S2.
yeah. Aquaway we already did. Hard Coaster we already did. Dark Maze done. Yeah, that one's done. Okay, Move Stone we haven't done, right? So
No, we haven't.
Move Stone,
Moonstone is very mid for me.
I think
It's
Move Stone's
pretty.
great.
I don't think it's a great level. I
I
think it's a
think
very.
I don't think it's like I'm okay, I'm not gonna try to make you an argument that it's A tier, but I think
Definitely not.
there's a solid argument for B tier because I think that the movement is very technical. You can lose a lot of time just inherently on the level. Um, Two push is cool. I think. Yeah, I
It's just
just
not a
think
super fun level or a super exciting level, though.
it's not a super fun level, but it
I
is a
do
technical.
appreciate the technical aspects of it and trying to get it done quickly. Like, I think as a speed level, there's definitely a level of skill involved in it, and I can appreciate that. It's just not a super, like, exciting, fun hype level. It's just,
Yeah.
you know,
How'd you feel about a low B? That's kind of what I'm feeling after this
good,
discussion.
good enough.
Like at the end
Good
of
enough.
B. Cool. Um, Bulbin 1.
Bulbin 1 is. I like Bulbin 1. Honestly, I do.
I
Um,
think Bulbin 1 is cool.
I think he's a good boss. I
Yeah,
don't definitely. I think he's a B tier, probably.
I agree with that. I think he's better than Baruta and Endall 1.
I definitely agree.
Yeah,
You have to definitely at least, get that third hit on him before his shields come up.
yeah.
And then
And there's I would say he has a high skill ceiling too cuz there's with the thing with
you have to have some skill, but it's not so high that it's like
yeah.
frustrating.
No, but to like optimize the iframes is a little bit trickier than some of the other bosses, you know? I I think that I can appreciate Bulbin 1 enough to be middle of B tier. Like maybe like
Sure.
above Aqua Tank and Great Rock.
Okay. I like
Okay.
that.
Hopperland. I mean, I honestly can't really go lower than like um a high B tier because Louis is based. Louis kind of
I
based,
kind
bro.
of have the same bias as you do. Because,
Yeah.
look, I think as an actual level, Hopperland is mediocre. But now I have to inject my bias into this. I think
Louis
it's a
based.
delightful level. I
Yeah.
think the music's delightful. I think hopping on Louie is delightful. I think the sound effects the little frogs make is entertaining. Whatever sound they make. I
do
like the
do do
background
do
music of the
do
level. I
do
like
do
hopping
do
around with
do
Louie.
do 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 do
Yeah,
do do.
it's just delightful, dude. There's
Yeah,
something so wholesome about it. It's just delightful, man.
it's
It's
awesome.
not like this incredibly hype level, but it's
Yeah,
I don't know, it's cutesy and delightful, and yeah,
I
I
kind of
have
feel
some
low.
fun.
The maybe the lowest of A tier. I just because Louis awesome. I don't know about you. Is that too biased?
Might be a little too biased, but
uh,
he's a lovable guy.
better than Yoshi for sure.
Okay.
Or we could do high B tier. I could
What
get
what
down with them.
what's in what's at the top? What are the top ones in?
You got Air Room, and then you got Killer Gate, and then you got Waterway. I think it's better than Waterway. Yeah, maybe
You
like
know what?
between.
I'd even be willing to put Hopper. I'd even be willing to make it rank one in B tier, dude.
Yeah, yeah, Louis based. Let's put it rank 1B tier. June Falls. Kind of mid.
We already did June Falls.
Oh, we did. And we decided it was kind of
I
mid
would
back then.
absolutely put Hopperland above June Falls.
And we did. We did. We decided it was mid when we first did it. Cool Cave already done. Snowland, we already did that too, right? And
Yes.
Storm Valley.
Yep.
But we haven't done Snow Circuit. I think eh,
I don't
it's
love it. I don't hate it.
it's like
It's the only snowboarding level in the game.
the upper end of mid, you know. I think it's fun going down, like, sliding down the
Yeah,
slopes.
at least it's kind of
It's-
unique. It's not like swimming levels where you have like three of them. At least it's the only snowboarding level there is.
yeah.
Uh,
I
the sound effect of the snowboard is cool. You got like the rocket boosters and shit. Um,
yeah.
I like it well enough. I definitely don't think it's a B, but
How'd you feel about like right below Snowland? Like,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
seems reasonable. Heaven Sky.
Heaven
It's
Sky
fun.
is a B for me.
Yeah,
I love that they made like the cutesy Bomberman version of like Sector X from Star Fox, and it's even got a boss fight at the end like Star Fox does. I
yeah, it's a
love the
good
Star
level.
Fox inspiration. It's not, it's not an A tier level. It's not that good. But, I mean, if it weren't like a Star Fox themed kind of level, that would automatically make it very mid for me. Um, but I think it's a B.
Yeah. Where in B are you saying? Do you think? Because I agree
That's
with you
the
that it's B.
question. That's the question. Um,
Like I'd probably personally, uh, I'd I'd probably put it above these last two at least. You know, I don't know
for the
if it's
last two,
yeah, I don't know if it's better than Crystal Hole and Death Temple,
I I agree. I think Crystal Hole and Death Temple are better levels.
but it's probably better than Groog Hills and Movestone. So
Yes.
yeah, okay. These ones are duplicate ones. And did we do? We did do 0G already.
Yeah.
Mirror Room is awesome. Great level.
Mirror Room for me is an A tier.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I
Yeah.
think the movement's awesome. I think the swag strat where you walk on the run on the invisible ledges is great. but I think it's it's A tier. I'd probably maybe like middle of the road A tier, like maybe like a little above Dragon Road for me, personally.
Sure, I'm good with that. I like Mirror Room too.
Yeah, good level.
It, like on a conceptual level, it's neat.
Yeah. Okay, so next we have Cronus. Not Cronus, Nadia 1.
Trash boss fight.
Yeah, Nadia 1 kind of blows ass.
It kind of blows ass.
I
Honestly,
honestly,
do you think there's any boss fights in the game that are worthy of F tier? Probably not, huh? Or maybe? I don't know. What do you think? Do you
nah,
think
it's
it's
not
F
like
tier or D tier?
it's D tier. It's not F tier. I don't think it's F tier. It kind of sucks though. I'd
Okay.
I'd probably put it like maybe like low on D tier though, you know?
Yeah,
Like
I'm good.
it's kind of shit.
It is kind of shit. I agree.
Um just that start of the fight is annoying. The part where Nadia is like falling down is easy, but it's not exactly fun. Not exactly super fun.
Right.
I just don't think it's good that great of a fight. But it's okay. I don't know. Let's see, what do we have? End all 2. I think End all 2
End all
is
2 is better than End all 1.
yeah.
I would put End all 2 above End all 1 below Baruto.
Yeah, I'm good with that. It's a good fight. Bruta 2 actually kind of a good fight. I get definitely B tier in my opinion.
Yes.
I don't know if
would
it's
you
like super high B tier.
would you put Baruta 2 above or below Bulbin 1?
Probably below. Yeah,
Cool.
I'd say probably below. I'd say probably like here.
I like
Maybe.
them both about equally, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let you make the call on that one.
Yeah.
I like them both.
Yeah, they're both pretty good fights. Cronus.
Hate
I don't hate Cronus that much. I think it's a easy, simple fight that
It's
honestly,
a simple fight. The problem is, if anything at all goes wrong, like even if you think you played it perfectly, you might miss a single damage instance and then you blow the one cycle and you lose a shitload of time. If for any reason you somehow if you ever have to restart the fight for any reason, your run is just fucked to all hell. Um, the downside is so horrible if anything goes wrong. And that's what I don't like about it. And honestly, like I said, you can think you played it perfectly and be literally one damage instance off.
yeah, it's a highly
And like
consistent
I said, the
fight
best case
in my
scenario,
opinion. But
in the best case scenario, okay, everything goes right, and it's not like a super fun boss fight. You did the thing and it worked. Woohoo! Like you
yeah.
didn't. It's not an interactive, engaging boss fight, and that's the best case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be cool with the low C tier personally. I don't think it's like absolute shit or anything. I just
I would okay, then we're at least close.
like maybe what
Here's
about
what
bottom of C tier? How about that?
I think. I think the top of D tier. I honestly do. I think C tier would have been fine if you didn't have to micromanage like the entire fight mentally beforehand.
Yeah. I okay, I'll give it to you because, I find it to be consistent now, but when I was first learning the game, it was honestly kind of shit. So
And
I'll
practice sucks.
yeah, like I don't mind it now. It's consistent for me now, but when I was first learning the game, it was
But
pretty shit.
think about it, like even if you get it perfect, did you really have that much fun doing it?
No, it's not a great fight.
It's really not.
And it also
Like
requires you to take damage before Nitros 5, which isn't great, so.
that, yeah, that's another kind of shit thing you have to deal with. It's just, like I'll be honest, I kind of hate it.
Yeah, I
Like
wouldn't
if
go as far
everything
as
goes
hating it,
right, I
but.
feel okay about it, and if anything goes less than perfect, I fucking hate it. Um,
You also lost an amazing run to it, which sucks.
I've
But
lost more than one really
oh
good run.
no.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
I think, it's just honestly to me it's the worst in the game.
Oh
Like
wow.
even worse than the Nadia Chronos. Like that's the second worst to me.
I see.
But
I see.
oh,
Yeah. And
and this
you know,
one was up at the top of B tier as opposed to the bottom where the other one's at. I
yeah.
think that's kind of my compromise. It can be ranked number one in B tier. That's fine.
I'm good with
I
that.
just cannot be okay with it
Yeah.
being.
I'm good with that because I'm like reaching back to when I was like, back when I had like a 47 and yeah, it was
Like
shit. It
top
was shit.
top of
It was
B
shit.
does not express my hatred for this fight enough. Like honestly, man, if it were fully up to me, it would be an F. But we're compromising.
Yeah,
Like
and
top of B, I can at least live with.
I do think you'll find at some point that you'll find it just becomes a consistent fight for you eventually. But until that point, like it's gonna be shit.
Even if
So
it's a consistent fight, there's always the chance that every 1 out of 50 runs or something gets fucked up.
yeah,
Like it's never gonna be like I said, it's average at best.
yeah,
So anything below average is gonna make it like from C to at least D immediately.
yeah, I can get behind that. Bulbin 2. I actually think Bulbin 2, a hot take, capital B for based. I think it's probably the best boss we've looked at so far. I think I like that you get
I'm
full
gonna
heal.
tell you, you like Bulbin 2 more than I do.
I like that you get a full heal before Bulbin 2.
That is,
Um,
I will give you that.
I
That is a very nice thing about that fight.
you get a full heal. I
I'm
think it's
gonna,
one of the funner swimming sections in the game where like weaving up and down and like trying to
I'll give
time the
you this
hits.
is the most fun swimming section of the game.
I think if it were me, we can work on a compromise if you disagree with this. I'd put it right above Bulbin 1.
Thinking. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate the Bulbin 2 fight by any means. I don't love it either. I'm not sure which Bulbin fight I'd find. You know what? I actually, even if I did end up liking the Bulbin 1 fight slightly more, it is kind of hard to pass up on the benefit of full health on Bulbin 2 automatically.
Yeah.
I will accept Bulbin 2 above Bulbin 1. I think I'm good with that. Let's do that.
And then we have Nadia 2, which honestly kind of
I
sucks.
already heard my opinion on that one.
Yeah. I think
My
Nadia.
opinion on Nadia 2 and Baruta have something in common. They are both chaotic.
Yeah.
They can both be irritating. But they can be fun. It can
Yeah.
feel good to do it really, really well. However, some things to note about Nadia 2. Okay, there's a couple things that make it worse than Baruta. The spiders are assholes that
Yep.
drop out of the ceiling and can just randomly hit you and make you take damage.
Yep.
The second thing is where Nadia 2 is at in the game. The fact that it is the second to last level in the game it is a lot. That chaos is a lot worse in that point in the game than where Baruda's at.
Yep.
I would rank Baruda above Nadia too.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree with that. But like you mentioned for Baruda, it's and maybe you haven't quite experienced this with Nadia 2 yet, but it is extremely satisfying, just like Baruda, to get a really good Nadia
yeah,
2.
and I understand that that's going to be true as well.
Yeah.
Um,
So I
here's
yeah,
my take. My take is I would put Nadia 2 below Baruda and below Indol 2. And I'm going to tell you why. Is Nadia more exciting and more hype than Indol 2? No question. But the thing is, when you're getting to the end of the game,
yeah.
your nerves are going up. You're on a run. I would much rather deal with Indol. If Nadia 2 were earlier in the game, she would be. This is another point, kind of like Red Cave, where placement matters.
Yeah.
If Nadia 2 were earlier in the game, I would be more generous towards Nadia 2. But because of where she's at, I would much rather have a more peaceful fight like Indol 2 than a
Yeah.
more chaotic fight like Nadia 2. I do think I would put Nadia 2 below Baruda, below the Indols.
Yeah. At least below end all too.
At least below Indol 2. If you want to put Nadia 2 above Indol 1, that's fine.
Yeah, probably more exciting than end all 1 at least, but
Yes.
um Bagular is the last one,
Isn't
and
necessarily the best thing when your
capital
nerves are sky
yeah,
high.
Bagular is capital B for based.
Yeah. I think Bagular is the best boss fight in the game.
Yeah, Bagular's
Even
fucking
with,
awesome.
I think Bagular's an A. I really do. Yes, the TV screen section is random. I got that. But I think, but it has more phases. It's a longer, it's an appropriate in-game boss fight. I like phase 1 and phase 3. I know phase 2 is more irritating for you as you're trying to get closer to world record. For me, I don't mind phase 2 at
Yeah.
all. I think Bag is easily A.
Can I make an
Like,
argument for bottom of S tier?
I'm good with him in S.
I I think even though I don't like the TV phase, right? I think it's an amazing way to end the game.
It is.
I think the tension's high, but I think it's a pretty fair fight too. You know,
Despite the fact that I got absolutely fucked on a run by us killing each other at the same time, I'm still willing to say bottom of S.
it's a great fight. And it's a great fight. It's difficult, but it's pretty fair. Um, it's all the damage is pretty much avoidable. Sometimes you can drop hearts or other power-ups, which is cool. I mean, the hearts are really the only useful one there, but maybe you can get like a vest. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's possible. But yeah, I think Bag's a great boss.
Bagular's pretty hype.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and honestly, it's just the perfect way to end the game. You know? Like, great boss fight. I would say bottom of S.
It's probably the best in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, Bagular's awesome. And you gotta love his laugh. Like, it's pretty funny. When he's mocking you. It's a good laugh. He's a good villain.
Yeah.
Which phase of Bag do you think is the best phase? Probably got to go with phase 3, I think. Just hype.
Really think about that one because phase 1's actually really good too.
Phase 1 is pretty cool.
Phase 1 is pretty cool. Having to learn how to adjust your distance to make him do what you want him to do.
Yep.
But yeah, phase three's the best.
Oh, also, one really cool thing about the Bagular fight is the music is unique.
That does matter.
It's got that like really heightened, tense music. You know, I
Yeah.
don't. Is it used anywhere else in the game? Maybe
No.
on. I think it's used on Dark Bomber or Evil Bomber at the end of
Oh,
100%. But I
okay.
think that's the only other place, right? Like it's not used in any other level.
No, not on any percent.
Yeah. Yeah, great boss fight. I honestly, and he's probably even a better boss fight than Evil Bomber, to be honest with you. Evil Bomber's like one phase and he has some cool attacks, but yeah, I mean, I think Bagular's the best boss in the game, like hands down. So, well, sweet, dude. I kind of like our tier list. I don't know. What do you think? I think we
Looks
did.
good to me, mate.
I think we did a good job on it, dude. Yeah, I don't see anything that's too off. Well, that was fun. I'm about to cut the recording, Steve. Any last words to Bomberman Hero Discord?
Um, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. I know you
Speedruns.
guys heard of Elf on the Shelf, but have you ever heard of Rude Dude on a Quaalude in the Nude?
Bruh, deep, deep. Yeah, all I gotta say is Beck is based and should come back to the game for 42. But that's all I got. Other than that, yeah, I don't know. I think tier list is good. I think uh, it was fun. I hope people enjoy this video. Peace. Say
Bye.
bye. Bye.